Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Apocrypha, the best and only Apocrypha podcast on YouTube. I do apologize for the noise that is bleeding through Mystic's headset.
I might as well.
Whoever is yelling and screaming behind him is being completely picked up. There we go.
That's very unusual for these headphones.
It is very unusual for those headphones. Very, very unusual. It usually does not pick up on sound in the background. Not sure what's going on. Could be the fans. Do you have fans on your neck again?
Yeah, it's people who haven't hung out in a while are happy.
Hey, I mean, I'm not complaining about happy people, right? You know, REM all the way, right?
I didn't say nobody was shiny.
Well, I mean, why not? If they're happy, they can be shiny too. Just
I mean,
grease
they're
them up a
talking
little
about
bit.
jacking in, jacking out in hardware.
There you go, right?
Super Soaker 3000.
You know, if you're jacking in and you're jacking out, you know, you're definitely going to end up creamy somewhere down the line.
Oh, geez, how's everybody doing?
Oh, good evening, everyone. So tonight's topic was a random last second pick, as it usually is. I really need to get better with that because I feel bad for Mystic because I'm always kind of like, hey, this is the topic. He's like, fucking great. Like, what do you want me to do with it now? But one thing I thought would be fun to kind of talk about is the concept or the idea that rebellion as a creative act, right? I've had a lot of creative discussion today with Dyra and, you know, the idea that, you know, creativity begins with rebellion, and the easiest, most simplest form of rebellion, a no, right? That no, this doesn't work. No, this needs a change. No, I am not satisfied with this. And then the creativity comes in, right? So that is what we're going to be talking about this evening, right? Is, yeah, no is a creative act. But before we do that, as always, Mystic, whip out your deck. We want to see it.
You know, it's really, really funny. Let me get my deck. Have it. Oh, maybe I don't have it. I might not have a deck.
Is it a detachable deck?
Well, I do have my deck here. This is my personal deck, so we're just going to use that to get some stuff. But I traveled. I traveled this week out of town, so all of my stuff that I normally carry is in my other bag.
Okay, so what deck have we got?
We're going to use Steampunk.
Steampunk. Is it the mini one or is it the normal sized one?
It's the normal size one.
Okay, so it's not freezing tonight. Okay, that's good.
Not freezing. Lord have mercy. Nope, it is a grower tonight, or a shower. No, we're in shower.
Yeah, it's a shower, not a grower.
It's not quite Diablo size.
Right? Well, I mean, it's hard to be Diablo size, though, right? I mean,
Diablo.
Yeah, to be Diablo size is a little, atypical. It's, not abnormal, but it's definitely atypical.
Too big for these hands.
Yep.
All
A great
right.
many have said that.
I will leave that on the table right where it was said. Thank you, Jesus. I have gone home. All right, our first card tonight. So remember, this is our weekly energy read, right? This is maybe a message for somebody who knows. But our first card is the Emperor. One of the things I really like about the Emperor is he's the number 4 card. 4 is a very solid, structured, even card that's very specific to things that are organized, ready to go. So this means the theme of energy is to be organized and solid. And the Emperor is supposed to be in control. It can sometimes be overbearing, but the Emperor knows where all of the all the warriors are. He sets strategy. He also sets the tone for the court, right? So if Emperor energy is afoot or coming up to us or available, then the focus needs to be on keeping things organized, keeping them standard, really focusing on the earth part of the energy in the coming weeks. So if you got stuff coming up, it's a great week for planning things, for organizing things, for putting things in the right place and double checking them. All the logic and logistics are part of the. So you can see him. He's kind of here. He's in control of stuff. He's in his seat and he knows what he has to do. Sometimes he has to make hard decisions. So we'll see what that happens or how that fits in when we pull our next. The next card, the Ace of Swords. This is one of the ones my dog blessed. The bite mark. So the Ace of Swords is a card about decisions. It is the initiation energy of the air, of all of the things that are thought. Again, a little bit of logic in there, but really thinking and the mind, debating, yes or no things that have a very cut personality, cut issue. One of the things I always like to say about the sword, especially the Ace of Swords, is we always have to remember when you pull the Ace of Swords that this energy is generally about cutting. You can cut the fat off of something to make it more lean or better. You can trim something and make it look more elegant, or all these kind of things with the sword, but you can also stab somebody with it, kill somebody. You can take too much. So always think about when Ace of Swords, or really any swords, but mostly Ace of Swords energy is about that we need to consider what things do we need to cut, what things do we need to trim, and make sure that we don't do too much. If right now your situation that's in your mind is you're having an argument with somebody, maybe you're being too critical, maybe you're being too cut, you're cutting too hard with your tongue. If you're working through something now like having difficulty at home with your finances, this is like maybe I need to cut some of my bills, maybe I need to cut down on something. So think of things in that manner. Big situation is for you that you are organizing and planning. You also need to figure out what to properly cut and remove without cutting too much. Then our final card, this is perfect. This is King of Swords. So the King of Swords, very, very similar to the Emperor, but what's different with the King of Swords is he's really focusing on the need to learn and have knowledge of something or know about something before you make a big decision. Those things are coming up from an energy perspective. Make sure that you do your research first when you're making that planning and all that stuff. Don't just do it willy-nilly. You've got to really focus on it. You've got to think through it. You've got to do all those bits and pieces to make it work. And he's like, you got to read. You got to look up the information, do a little research, do the energy that it takes to put things in place. So this is a very earth. Even though those last two cards are air, this is a very earthy read because the Emperor sets the tone. He's the major theme in that one. And so the takeaway message really is things that are around us are going to be important to us or strong natured. We need to spend a lot of time planning them. We need to think about them. We need to trim the fat. And we need to make sure that we're doing the necessary work around them of learning before we make any final decisions and screw shit up. Happy New Year.
Yeah, right. Damn. That was tight.
Merry Christmas and happy holiday.
Oh. All right. So, before we begin in on the topic, I do want to throw some stuff out there real quick. So, first and foremost, tomorrow there will be 2 episodes of Satan and Coffee tomorrow. The first one, the normal time, is be 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be Curtis Joseph, myself, and Hearse, the Altar of Darkness, talking about animal sacrifice. So the reason it's going to be us 3 talking about animal sacrifice is because though J.S. Garrett said that he would be down to be on the show, he has not responded to my emails yet. So we're not going to hold off the topic any longer. We're gonna be talking about it tomorrow. And the second episode, which should be happening roughly about, probably about a half an hour, 45 minutes after that episode, is going to be myself and the gentleman occultist once again. We're going to be responding to, all the Christians that decided to come out of the woodwork and attack us on the shorts that came from the last live that he and I did. And I mean, they really came out of the woodwork. I mean, I keep getting notifications like from the same people that are talking to themselves. So yeah, we're going to be having that discussion. We're going to be talking about theology, Christianity, and rebuttaling the rebukers. So that should be fun. That should be fun. I invited him on to Apocrypha, but he was busy this evening, so that's why he didn't come on here. I would like to get him on here because I think he would be a great speaker for Apocrypha. And I think you two would get along really, really well, honestly, Mystic. So, but yeah, so that's going on. So keep that in mind. So tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Standard. So seems like the most civil guy. He is. He definitely has an Adius / malice side to him, but he doesn't show it online. So I do respect his ability to, be calm in most situations, but he also chooses not to engage with people outside of, his formats, right? So that usually helps. Like if I probably decided to stop engaging with people in comment sections, I probably come across as a significantly calmer individual. So that's definitely something to take into consideration. Now, for the topic this evening and what we're going to be talking about rebellion as a creative act, because I've always looked at creativity and like being artistic as a question. And when you ask a question because there's something that isn't understood, right? There's something that doesn't make sense. And that question is repeated throughout history in society, in the legal system, in just everything that's kind of around us, right? And we constantly kind of ask ourselves, like, there's something wrong, but what is it, right? And then when we do notice that something's wrong, that first act of rebellion is saying, no, this isn't okay. And creativity doesn't inherently or necessarily mean being creative in an artistic sense, though that is kind of where I'm coming from. Being creative can involve, noticing that something needs change, something needs improving, and saying no to that status quo and presenting a better option, right? And then kind of fighting for that option. And so I think the framework here for like rebellion as creativity is reject, rebuild, and sustain, right? So every creative act begins with a no, right? Like I just said, and saying no to inherited values, systems, and identities. So the question here is, why is refusal alone incomplete? Why would refusal alone be incomplete? Mystic, I'm curious. What would you say to that? How would you respond to that if somebody asked you, why is refusal alone incomplete?
With zero idea what the hell you're talking about or any background information, I have no clue. I would look at you like you have three faces and say, "What the hell are you talking about?" I don't follow.
Fair enough. So I think the easiest way to kind of look at that is maybe kind of like, let's look at it like from, we're not making the show political, but let's look at it from, a political standpoint. Why would saying no to a political system not be enough? At least in the long run.
I don't know, because when we talk about refusal, I mean, or no, I don't necessarily think no of as refusal or an end. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's its own thing that's separate from other things. When it comes to from a political perspective, I guess no is just a statement. You still have to have an action behind it and you know something else to do next. Simply saying no to something really doesn't mean much if you're not actually doing something with it.
Exactly. I mean, you hit the nail on the head, man. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it's a starting point, but it's not enough. So refusal by itself, like to refuse a system, to refuse an idea, to refuse something, it's a starting point, but it's never like it's not a follow through, right? And inside of that, there's a necessity for a replacement. So if we find that something doesn't work, we find that something isn't good for us. It's like when we say no to Christianity as occultists, or any type of Abrahamic faith, we usually find a way to replace it with something, even if that is atheism. In that atheism, I don't know. He never answered me, Mothra. Like he never answered me. So I'm going to be doing it with Curtis Joseph and Hearse, aka the Altar of Darkness. We're going to be doing the discussion tomorrow on animal sacrifice. So JS said that he would come on the show. He didn't respond. So I can't, I'm not going to keep holding off on it. I'm going to, we're going to have that discussion and be done with it. So even like when we look at like Abrahamic faiths and our rejection of the Abrahamic faith, we usually find a way to replace it with something, even if it's just belief in the self, right? We don't believe in anything metaphysical. We don't believe in anything beyond who we are, but we still believe in ourselves, right? And so it's the necessity of the replacement. So again, it's reject, rebuild, and sustain, right? So you can reject something, but then you rebuild from that, like destroying that idea inside of yourself. And then you build something that you can sustain, right? That's sustainable for you. And this idea kind of comes from looking at Friedrich Nietzsche, William Blake, Aleister Crowley. So if you look at Friedrich Nietzsche, it's dismantling moral absolutes to create new values. With William Blake, it's opposing religious authority through visionary art, right? So, you have something telling you that you can't do something, but you do it anyway. And then Aleister Crowley rejecting Victorian morality to construct a functional spiritual system, right? And so one thing that's consistent with the three of them is that none of them stopped at protest, right? And all of them built frameworks. They all built something to replace the thing that they were rejecting, right? So, not to be, I hope people don't take this the wrong way, but history remembers builders, not complainers. Right. So, I mean, Mystic, do you have any thoughts on what I'm saying here?
I mean, I'm sure it's going to take me a minute to really put together like a kind of a thalamus. I'm not an incredibly, and just to go back a little bit, I'm not an incredibly artistically creative person. So adjusting my thought process to that is a little bit different. I am very creative in different ways, but it's not like in the traditional artistic sense. So I get that maybe it's not a no or a refusal that initiates that step into the creative process, but rather pushes it to the next level of what it will eventually become. That makes sense.
100% it does.
So thinking of it that way, it's kind of like if I'm almost like putting the soul into something. When you have it in front of you, you start from a positive thing, not like as in positive good, as in like the creation of something. You have it here, but until you say, like you said in the very beginning, I don't like that, or I need to change this, that's when you start cutting off, like the Ace of Swords. That's when you start cutting off the pieces and making it what it really ends up needing to be. And I know that's not the exact same thing we're talking about, but that's kind of where my head is going right now. It's just a very different way to look at things.
Definitely. I mean, it is like, I mean, it was kind of like the whole idea of kind of mixing the concept of kind of like just general creativity with spirituality, and also kind of like it's just human nature to kind of like stand out and say that, you know, what do we do after we say we disagree with something, you know? And like a lot of us started on this path because we disagreed with something. You know, there was something that didn't work for us. There was something that didn't fulfill us. There was something that, you know, maybe fundamentally we disagreed with. Maybe, you know, in the value system that we didn't find the value that was, you know, being forced on us. You know, we didn't see the value in it. And so what we did is we found something and then inevitably created something individualistically, each of us, that made something of value for us from that denial. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Is something going to light up?
No, nothing's gonna light up. But
It doesn't make my sound.
Oh,
I think
that's weird.
shit. Oh yeah.
get going tonight.
Yeah, the audio on that's a lot worse.
Should be back to normal already. So now I forgot what I was gonna say.
I mean, I love all the eyewear that you have, though, that does weird shit.
I am going to just share, like, just for the group, I am not in my normal setting and my normal brainwave after this last week of absolute shite.
Mhm.
So I am a bit out of it. So
what's your reset?
what do you mean?
What's your reset? Like, you know, after a rough week, like, you know, what's your favorite way to
Oh.
reset?
Being out tonight, I'll be reset after this. This is usually a Friday night thing, so usually I'm reset by the time Saturday comes around.
Okay.
But I didn't get until very, very late last night, and did not go to bed till like 3 o'clock this morning.
That's crazy. I mean, we went to bed probably around the same time, around 3.
I'm not used to it. I usually go to bed around 11.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, Dyra isn't either. It's like she was actually very vocal about her disapproval of going to sleep at around 3 o'clock in the morning.
I bet.
So it's just because I got a new toy and I didn't have a chance to play with it all week, and like I've been having. So if you guys are wondering, no, I'm not being weird. Like, it's not that kind of toy. But what I did get, let me see if I can pull this up here so I can show it to y'all. What I did get is I did get a MIDI controller.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I have been playing around with this thing for the last bit here. And I really wanted to put some music together last night, so I made like a 3.5 minute song. So yeah.
This sounds fun.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, I was explaining it to Dyra earlier today. Like, this. I know I work in this space, but this is like, you know, like a painter has like an easel or you know, and like their canvas and paints and brushes and stuff like that. Like this, to me, this space is, you know, this is my canvas and my easel and my brushes. And so like when it comes to creativity, like I want to be able to, and that was a really cool fucking light, by the way. Like, that's cool as shit. but I don't want to have any limitations on my ability to create. So if like I want to do graphic design, you know, I've got my drawing tablet and I've got the programs, and I just bought FL Studio, like the full producer edition of FL Studio, and then, you know, I have the MIDI controller so I can use that to put sounds together and stuff. And yeah, I just want to be able to, you know, if I have an idea and I have a thought and I want to make something, like I want to manifest something, then I want to be able to have that ability to manifest it. In the next 3 to 5 years, like the next two things on my to get list is a resin 3D printer, because I want to I want to start making statues and talismans and stuff like that, that can be either like used or sold or whatever. And then also I want to get a blotter. So like one of them 50 by 50 foot printers. So like I can print in big format, like sigils and stuff like that. Yeah. Right. So yeah, I just want like everything that, like, if I want to make something, I don't want to be limited or feel like I have to, you know, outsource it or something like that. And I think it would also be cool, like with something like that, to print like my own tarot decks and stuff like that, right? Like, you know, that would be badass, like on nice thick paper and stuff.
I really want to build my own tarot deck. I'm not going to be able to design one myself, but I want to get with somebody to do that.
Why have you not asked me?
Well, because you're doing your own. You're doing your own deck.
Yeah, but I'd love to work with you on something like that, man. That'd be fun.
We should.
Yeah, I'd be down.
We should.
So, you know,
I have an idea and a plan already. I'll share it with you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm 100% down for that, man. We come up with some concepts and stuff like that. Get the vibe for it, you know. Yeah, I'm 100% down. So.
Sorry for the derail, but that's been my life this week. It's just been. If I wasn't ADHD, I would be now. After this week.
No, but I mean, it's fine though, right? Like, here's the thing. So what a lot of people I think don't get about the show is like, you know, and maybe I haven't been very clear about this, you know, since the beginning of it. The topics that I bring forth for the show are guidelines to start a conversation. Like, if it goes someplace else, it goes someplace else, right?
Oh, it will.
Yeah, right. And that should be fine. That should be okay, right? So, you know, my bringing up the whole creative thing is the kind of like where this is like coming from is, so, you know, like there's music that I want to listen to that I can't find. So like my mindset, like at almost 40 years old, has turned into, if I can't find it, I'm going to make it. Right? With everything. Right? If I can't find the clothing that I want to wear, then I'm going to make my own shit. If I can't, you know, find the music that I want to listen to, I'm going to make it. If I can't find the artwork that I want to use, I'm going to make it myself. Right? You know, and yeah.
There's some music I want to make too that we've been messing around with AI stuff, which I'm not a big fan about it, but it's not coming out the way I want it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very specific type of like a house. It's motorcycle driving music.
Okay.
Like as if you're riding, and you know how the street lights flip as you go by one by one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That kind of 2 a.m. feeling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, so what I'm working on right now is I'm actually learning. So I know a lot of people are probably going to give me shit for this, because it is, no one who has ever made this kind of music has ever become famous. So this is not about becoming famous. This is about making something that I want to hear. So I'm a fan of lo-fi music. I like lo-fi. But one of the problems I've found with lo-fi is that lo-fi, generally speaking, is very upbeat. I mean, there's some that are a little bit darker. There's a composer named Dark Lo-Fi, and there's Dated that they do some darker stuff. But, you know, usually it's very upbeat and stuff like that. And what I want to do is the idea that I have in my mind is I want to take elements from dark academia, dark ambient, and lo-fi, and put it together. something like that, something along that line is kind of what I want to do. And then, you know, maybe in the future I have this idea of creating music specifically designed for people that want certain sounds for ritual, right? So if you want certain music for ritual, for meditation, and you can't find something that works for you, like what I would like to do is eventually create a service where I'm like, all right, tell me what you want and I will make it happen. Right. And so that's eventually where I want to go with that.
I guess it makes sense for the conversation too, from the creative aspect. Like I like to play around with stuff like that from a creative mindset. But my problem is I know it's in my head, but I don't have a way to get it to the place where I want it to be. I only know it once it's there, which is why I usually have to work with somebody to get it to that place. But there's a song, and I'm putting it in the chat, called City Lights by Pandastic, and it's like literally the base of the what's the word? I have a varicose vein on my leg. That's new. It's like the epitome of what the central song would be. And if anybody rides a motorcycle, just imagine yourself riding it after having a big fight with somebody you care about, and you don't feel good. You feel like the world's falling apart around you, and you're riding your motorcycle in the middle of the night, and it's the only thing keeping you sane.
See, for me, in that mentality, like I'm hearing like the Black Keys, or you know, something like that, or like White Buffalo, you know, something like that southern kind of rock kind of vibe, like almost like rock country, you know, kind of sound.
And mine's definitely more of a house dance with a different twist to it kind of sound. It's very straight. It's very different, like very different sound.
Well, I mean, it would be it sounds like you're kind of leaning more towards like kind of like almost like a cyberpunk kind of vibe, right? Like,
yeah, maybe.
Like I am so glad that you liked that game. Like I never expected you to like it the way that you liked it, though.
Oh, I was a pre-order and went nuts with it, and I was so disappointed. I hated it. I've been 3 playthroughs now, and they're adding. It's definitely worth it. I've cried in that game. You feel every emotion if you're doing it right. It's insane.
Yeah, man. Fucking I can't remember names at this point, but like his buddy dying like always gets to me.
Jackie Wells.
Like Jackie Wells, that's it. Every time Jackie dies, that still gets to me.
Yep.
Right. And I can never go through a playthrough and just like leave him in the car. Like I always have to send him to Mama Wells. Like always, that's always my choice.
Have to too. Like, every time you get there, I'm like, I want to see something different. I'm like, nope, can't do it. It's got to go to Mama Wells. And then the only other part that game, not the only, but the one part that sticks out the most, and I'm not going to give the detail for anybody who's played it, but it involves where you kill, or you don't have to kill them, but I always do. Always kill the son first and then the dad when they're working on the BDs and the inappropriate scene. It is one of my favorite parts of the game, is killing them. Terrible, but it really is.
Yeah,
like the best part.
Yeah. Well, I think like being able in that game, being able to like choose kind of like I guess maybe like extreme morality, you know, is like one of the fun things. I have done like one playthrough, still sent Jackie to Mama Wells, but apart from that, I still did everything the complete opposite of what I would normally do, like the decisions that I would normally make, and became like the worst human being possible in the game. And it honestly wasn't as fun. Like, you know, it wasn't as fun.
It's interesting to see when each of my replays, I have to separate by a certain amount of time and make them look incredibly different, or it's weird.
Yeah.
But I end up, the main choices are always the same. The choices, I don't know if you played the DLC, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I have the full thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So the whole situation with Somi, I tried to change how I handled that, and I just couldn't when it came down to that choice and unplugging. Yeah, I just that
Yeah.
gives me chills. And the same ending. Well, I have
Yeah,
done.
I think the worst ending I had was when I was stuck in the space station. Like, and they kept coming in and doing the same tests every like you'd go to sleep and wake up, and they would come in and they would do the same tests over and over and over again. I think that
I did
was like
not
the
do
worst
that
ending I
ending.
had. Yeah, that
I
was.
read that one, but I didn't do it. I did the the one that cannot be said on live screen, just because I wanted to see everybody yell at me afterwards in the credits, which was terrible, by the way. I was bawling, like I was really dead. So
Oh yeah, everybody.
that's a
I
bad
think I've
one.
done that. I've done that one too. Like I think like where everybody just hates you because you went corporate.
Well, no, this is the one where everybody hates you and leaves you messages like, "I can't believe you did this to yourself."
Oh, I did that one too. I didn't know that that was a thing. I
That one.
found that by accident. I
I
found that by
same.
accident.
That's the DLC ending, and it's when you go to the top of the roof with, and
Yeah.
it's
Well,
bad.
I found that one because I had to go to
I'm
the
gonna cry.
bathroom. Like I had to go to the bathroom, and I came back, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's another option here. I'm like, what happens? Oh, that's what happens. Okay.
Now,
So
best ending is going with the Aldecaldos with Pan Am.
of course,
Best
that
ending
is always
to me.
yeah. Yeah, that's usually like when I do a playthrough, I usually go that direction.
Same.
So,
Well, that was a
you
fun
know.
sidetrack too.
Oh yeah, like but Cyberpunk, yeah, like the thing is there's something that you said like when you originally kind of like reviewed the game, right? Like that I feel like V can be anyone and everyone simultaneously. And, you know, the choices that you make in that game, you know, like though they're extreme because it's a game, right? Like it's still relatable.
Well, the choices that it makes you make, whether they're real or not, really do make you examine how you process information and think about things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't be mean to the SCSM Brendan,
Mm-hmm.
and I see other people who can, and I'm like, I don't like that. That
No,
hurts.
I can't do that either. I can't do that either.
Who
The
I am.
fucking vending machine.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like it's just, there's just something. There's just like a warm feeling, like when he calls you a friend.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then you're tasked with doing what you have, and I'm like, I can't do that. Sorry.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
It's too funny. That is a way to be creative, though, when you think about it. You know, you're using your mind and your imagination along with somebody else's, design system to determine how you're going to react in situations that you will never be put in.
Yeah.
And that is a very neat way to look at things.
Yeah, it definitely is. Most definitely is.
I swear to God.
Like I honestly like
Sorry.
I do think that like there's somebody in the chat that said that they got it a couple months ago
Rub
and they were
his
actually
nipple.
bored with it, and it's like it's I wish people wouldn't get bored with something like that, because like I love role-playing games, especially role-playing games like that allow you to make those choices and those decisions. Like the progression in that game, the build in that game, like I mean the combat system, like down, like I mean it's gonna sound stupid as fuck, but like I mean to a certain degree it's almost like a spiritual experience, like when you really get into it.
It is, and games should be. Expedition 33 is another one that had evoked different responses from the choices that you have to make, because again, I'm hopefully never going to be confronted with diving out of a 80-story building in Japan, with my friend who ends up dying on the way to the not really Japan. That's never going to happen, I hope. Japantown, I forgot the T part, corporate, wherever it was.
Arasaka Tower.
The whole idea of being able to experience that vicariously through a video game and making those decisions, they do help you decide how you will be, do other things. I've shared
Definitely.
before, when I was at my most depressed spot ever, I was 19, 20 years old, and was considering things that we've talked about previously in the mental health arena. It was a video game that pretty much pulled me out of all of that, which is the one that I have tattooed all around my arm here. All the characters, all those. It's hard to see, but that's literally where that came from, and that's,
Yeah.
I don't want to knock like Zelda. Great game, and I enjoy it, and it's fun, but it never has elicited an emotion out of me like these other ones have.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think like another game that like does it for me, like in the emotional arena, is I think it's called Become Human or something like that.
Oh, Detroit Become Human?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was one of the first ones I think I got Brad into, and you get so pissed off in that game, but in a human way. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Plus the main character's hot.
Yeah. So just in case anybody in the chat was wondering, we are human. We do have emotions, and we like things that aren't occult related.
Yeah. I will go as far as to say video games have probably adjusted some of my occult leanings and how I think about things in spiritual space. But the same happens with reading books. People that enjoy that, there's a series of books called The Expanse. It was pretty popular, and then the Name of the Wind, favorite book ever of all time, and it's literally designed about you control things by knowing their name, and if you've ever have a chance to read it, it's good.
I'm gonna be honest, like I really don't have much experience with fiction really when it comes to books, but if I were to choose two books to be my favorites, it would have to be The Satanic Bible and Marilyn Manson's The Long Hard Road Out of Hell. Like that autobiography was so entertaining. I read it multiple times. So yeah, unfortunately, like I can't like I don't have like a pick for, like I think fuck. I don't know, nonfiction, maybe the Bible.
Yeah. The Name of the Wind in 1984 would probably be my second.
Oh, 1984 was a good one. Yeah. Animal Farm. Animal Farm was fun.
Animal Farm is good. That's a really good one. But 1984, like I've read it enough now. Like one of the things I love about books, even more than video games, is when you do the book, you design the video in your head. At least I do. Like I can see certain situations where in 1984 that include all these other things that are happening. It's insane. Like I still have them in my head. Ready Player One was another game or book that I really liked. I
watched that movie. Was good.
The movie was good, yeah. But the book was really good, and they did the movie did the book really well. Which is rare.
Yeah, I mean I've never read the book, so I mean you saying that I trust it.
Yeah, they stayed on. They skipped a lot of stuff. Obviously, you have to make a movie, but
yeah, of course.
It's pretty true to it.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, yeah, I mean. I guess, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of books that I read when I was younger that, I mean, I got into, but most of them were nonfiction. It's just like either philosophy or, history or, something along those lines. And, yeah, I don't know. I found those to be like the most impactful for me. And stories, like I like storytelling, don't get me wrong, like I like in the form of movies and stuff like that, but yeah, fiction has always been hard for me to read.
I've never been a big fiction reader. So like at any given time, I'm usually reading 3 books, 2 nonfiction and 1 fiction. And the fiction book, like I've been reading The Expanse for like 6 years. It's 10 books, each like 500 to 600 pages. So I mean, it's a lot of, but it's really taken me that long to read it. It's a space opera. It's amazing, but it also has a TV show that went with it. I think in like mid 2000s, 2015, something like that.
Right.
But lately, like getting into fiction more and more, I think because I'm really picking up video games more than I ever have, even as a younger person, because it's just that ability to explore your mind in a different way is insane to me.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Hard to
It's done
believe
right.
people really think hell is somewhere they want to be. Rebel in peace. We don't believe in hell. So, you know. Yeah, it's hard to believe that people actually believe in hell.
Agreed. It's hard for me to believe that people don't think that hell is earth.
Right? Exactly.
Or that hell isn't Valheim or one of the other hells.
Mm-hmm.
Dante's hell.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I do think that Earth is like our earthly existence is whatever, you know. Not mine, man. Not mine. I don't bow to anyone or anything. So yeah, I mean, if you want to get practice on your knees, man, go for it. You know, I mean, just don't choke on it, I guess.
That's the fun part.
That's the fun part.
Did I say that out loud?
Me thinking is the problem. Let's see, now you're just getting rude. Thank you, Tree Sap.
Yeah. That's always a fun one.
Oh, another one. Another one. Edgelords, really? What, because I dress a certain way? Like, fuck off.
It's just stupid. But you know, when I say like hell is earth, like people think like that means hell earth is terrible. I'm like, no, I don't think hell's terrible. I think it's earth. I think that it's just the mortal coil where you have to do all the work to make things work. It's hard.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, the thing is it is like, here is where you make it whatever you want to make it. And, you know, sometimes it's hard when there's like everything going on around you to kind of understand that you still have a certain level of control and power, you know, that you can use. And I get it. You know, and it's just, I need to address this. So the whole edgelord thing, like, I'm getting really tired of it. Like I am getting tired of it because I decide, like, I've been dressing in some way, shape, or form the way I am dressing today since I was like 13. And it's a lifestyle choice. Like, I'm not doing this to be edgy. Saying edgelord is saying that I'm doing something for shock value. I don't dress this way to be shocking. If you're shocked by the way that I dress, if you are, you know, offended by anything I say, I'm going to stick to this. You being offended is your fucking problem, not mine. Just like if you say something that offends me, that's my problem, not yours. You know, end of story. But, you know, reducing your argument down to how somebody dresses and how they look, that's a weak fucking argument, man. I mean, that means you have nothing to defend anything that you're laying out. Like, if you are that quickly, you are going to disintegrate a discussion down to attacking how someone looks. The only thing that shows is how little actual understanding and intelligence you personally have to be able to uphold the discussion. If you cannot defend your beliefs intelligently, then you need to re-examine your beliefs. Because Mystic and I, we can defend our shit intelligently. Now, you come across as a dick, you're going to get what you give, right? And yes, you're going to get a dick. So, you know, but yeah, no, it's so sad that that's what people kind of reduce their arguments down to. It's just like, oh, you dress this way. And it's like, go fuck yourself, please.
It is just so. What's the word you're looking for? Not stupid, not ridiculous, not crazy. It's just old, tired.
It is.
It's
It
so
is.
Just a tired comment. I'm like, really? Come on.
Right. It's like, for fuck's sake, man. It's like,
Just
you know, I dealt with this shit back in the fucking 90s. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't really feel like still dealing with it now in 2026. Right? If you pick on someone's looks, you automatically lose the argument. You lost with your 62 subscribers for your shitty music channel. Oh. And I love the fact that the wifey needs to jump in. Oh, it's great. Anyway, we might not have covered the topic that we might not have covered the topic that we were going to cover, but
We definitely went creative.
we did go creative, and I did have fun with the discussion. But because there are people waiting for Mystic to play a game of Cyberpunk, is it Cyberpunk or D&D?
It's cyberpunk version of D&D.
Well, I mean, Cyberpunk was originally like a D&D kind of thing, so that's cool.
Yep.
So he's got teammates waiting for him to jump in. So I do not want to hold him up any longer. I want him to get his reset in. So everyone shower him with appreciation for taking time to do this, because like I know that feeling he's got, and he's like, I don't want to be fucking doing this show right now. I want to be playing my game.
No, we knew, everybody knew at the table that I had to do this first.
Well, it's appreciated, man. So I'm going to end it here, so that way he can get to his game and he can have a fun night with, you know, Rook and their friends. You guys are fucking amazing. Thank you for being here. And as always, hail thy fucking self and peace the fuck out. See you guys tomorrow.
This is